Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to Monster Sanctuary. Monster Matt here. Hope you're having a lovely day. So, last time around we started kind of a quick little series, sort of, on team building, which I think I will be continuing for a while. I have some other teams I would like to try out, both ones I've come up with on my own, and ones that you guys have suggested. And once we're done with that, I want to take the best of those teams through to the Infinity Arena, which was something that was suggested to me by Sodomus. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That's certainly an option. I want to do an evolution comparison video at some point as well. So we still have some plans to get to. But right now, what's kind of on my mind is this team right here. I was kind of I was tinkering with something I wanted to put together because I've honestly, like, the teams I've had the most luck with so far have been occult teams. They seem to synergize real well together, and a lot of them have debuffs and such, which I find to be quite potent in this game. This team is actually very similar to one that was brought to my attention by Jeddah678. Their version was a fungi, a Grulu, and a troll. My version is a Mad Eye, a Grulu, and a troll. So it's worth mentioning that their build is quite similar. I might try that as an alternative at some point. But to kind of show you guys why these guys go so well together, I will start off with the troll. And actually, the Mad Eye and Mad Lord would be a great place to start for our evolution comparisons as well, once we get to those. But for right now, so the reason that we want the Troll, Mad Eye, and Grulu together, and why they go so well together, is simple. It's because of debuffs. Now, the whole goal of this team is to apply debuffs as quickly and as effectively as possible, and then basically pick off the enemy from there. The Troll is your tank and your main source of like physical damage. He's got and I will say that this team, which does lack congeal, much to my frustration. I would like to get a version of this team, maybe, or a team like this that is like I think one of these days, I think maybe the next video I do, or one in the near future, will have to be finding the ultimate congeal team, because I don't know why I keep putting it off. I love congeal. Congeal is my favorite thing in this game. I should just get it over with. But for right now, Armor Break is actually where this build is at. Armor Break, Poison, and Burning. And I'll show you why this works so well for them. So the Troll has, just to kind of get the ball rolling, has initial armor break. This is not exactly like essential to the build, but it doesn't hurt, because the Troll, of course, gets an armor break on somebody on the opposing team from the get-go. Because it's dark shifted, it also has Curse Chain, so there's a pretty decent chance for it to have a armor break spread onto one or more of the rest of the team as well. I think it can only spread once. I'm not sure if Curse Chain can stack with itself. But anyway, it's possible to have 2, possibly, I don't know, 3 maybe, of the enemy's team armor broken from the start. 1 guaranteed, 2 maybe. And that's important because of Broken Immunity, which is the Troll's unique aura. Other monsters have this too, but on this team, the Troll is the one that brings this to the table. Any enemy that has Armor Break also has the odds of other debuffs being put on them increased by 25%, which means that this is basically the whole reason why the Troll goes so well with this team, because it lets the Mad Eye and the Grulu focus on larger scale attacks. Like, Grulu, of course, has Acid Tempest, which also applies Armor Break, so it can help spread the armor break, although Grulu, of course, is mainly here for support. He's got shielding, he's got the buffing through remunerate and shared regen. Some water damage and aging, of course, is there as well. So basically, he helps to apply armor break. Also gives them multi-stacking, because Grulu and the Troll both have multi-armor break, so you can have up to 5 instances of armor break applied, without even factoring in the fact that the Mad Eye has EF Mastery, and so does the Grulu. I will say the Grulu is actually one of the only monsters that I'm not sure if I like it better dark shifted or light shifted. I went with dark shift because I wanted to apply as many debuffs as possible, because like in this particular setup, you're able to put down, I think, something like 7 instances of armor break, which is insane. But light shift Grulu would cut them down to only 6, which is still tons. It would leave their defenses in tatters, and Light Shift Grulu gives Grulu the ability to resist debuff damage itself, which makes it really hard for the enemy to counter debuff you, which is quite nice. So that's actually a quite valid option. So I might Light Shift Grulu, I'm not positive yet, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Once the enemy is armor broken, it makes it a lot easier for the Mad Eye to just wreak havoc on them. I've gone with a full AoE build with Thunderstorm, Firestorm, Spore Cloud, and of course Acid Tempest as well. You know, in case someone is holding out from being armor broken somehow. This allows, because these naturally have a 50% chance to apply their respective debuff, weakness, burn, or shock. Well, with broken immunity, that's more like a 75% chance, which is pretty good, honestly. The Mad Eye also brings things like Toxic Reaction to the table, where when they take shock damage, they can get poisoned. He's got Incinerate. When they take burn damage, it can apply Armor Break, which is another way to spread Armor Break around. And of course, Spore Cloud is weakness, which can reduce their damage, and with Demotivate, it actually reduces their healing and shielding as well. And then Armor Crush, whenever anyone applies Armor Break, this is a chance for it to be spread to another enemy. So this team excels at just slapping Armor Break on everything in sight, and then capitalizing. Now granted, the one thing they're kind of iffy on is they don't have a lot of other things besides Burn that like does damage. Like Shock is okay, and Weakness is okay for like penning enemies in, but Burn is their only debuff that does any actual damage, and only the Mad Eye can apply it easily. Although the Grulu does have some access through Kindle and Solar Rays. I've been debating changing this to Solar Burst, but it's only a 10 and 15% chance to apply the burn, which is, in fairness, still not as bad as honestly, I think I will do that actually. Well, the reason I went with Solar Ray is because it lets you focus the damage a bit, because like we don't have a lot of single target damage on the team. So I went with Acid Rain and Solar Rays on the Grulu to give you some single target damage. But mostly you just want to debuff stuff. So I may change that around. I might not also need the full Acid Rain. Like I only really need to get down to this bottom tier for auto heal and for shared regen. So I might take the bottom tier out and put the point elsewhere. Because it was pointed out to me by, I think it was Sodomus again, who pointed out that I do have a habit of like going through like a full tree, even though I don't necessarily have to, and that's fair. I could rearrange that point into health or magic, perhaps. I'm getting off topic though. So for the troll, you want dominance because it increases the damage that your enemies receive by 3% per debuff. And again, we've established we'll be stacking debuffs all over the place, so that's pretty great. You also have disease control, which means the troll takes reduced damage from enemies for every debuff on them. Again, their debuffs are there are lots of those, so we'll take less damage. And I think everybody on this team actually has that. No, not the Grulu, but the Mad Eye has that one as well, and also has dominance as well, because it's not a unique aura, so you can actually stack that up between the Mad Eye and the Troll, so that's pretty cool. The Troll has Taunt, which will draw attacks to it some of the time. Also has Thick Skin, so it takes 10% more damage from fire, but 20% less damage from everything else, which is pretty nice, considering it's a fairly tanky creature as it is. It's not too vulnerable. And the one thing I like most about the Troll is Cave Dwellers. All Beast and Occult monsters in the party gain heal 10% of their own max health every turn. So the Troll just being here makes all three of these guys heal themselves passively each turn a little bit, which is quite nice. I do wish that it had supply, or someone had supply. We don't, but that's okay. We do have regen, which can be stacked up to 2 times because of the Grulu. So we have multi-regen, which is pretty good. Which is not, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. We also of course has aging, and will heal it, and the Grulu in particular gets ridiculously hard to kill, because on top of the 10% health from the Troll, it gets 3% of its max health every, healed back every turn, up to 7 stacks of age. So like, sorry, I phrased it very poorly. With every stack of aging the Grulu has, it heals 3% of its max health every turn, capping it 7 times. So it's healing something like 31% of its health every turn, just from aging and the Troll being in the party. And that's without even factoring in regen, which, of course, lets you... Actually, you can't even see regen, can you? I can't actually show what it does on this guy. That's weird. Who has regen? Someone does. Regen, of course, adding another 7.5% of max health healing for the first stack, and then, of course, with 2 more stacks, it would be 15%. So with 3 stacks of regen, the Grulu's aging Aeon's talent, and the Troll, it's healing something like 46% of its health every turn without even having to do anything. And it has shielding, which means we're just going to pump shield, which means they'll be using its shield ability and gaining hex support as well. So basically, for the rest of the thing, the Troll can apply poison. That's what he's here for. He has poison glands and Hex Touch for whenever he uses Taunt to force people to attack him. There's a chance that he'll apply a random debuff and poison to them, which is nice. I gave him Earthquake so that he can shake things up a little bit. Most of this is just there to get him down to Cave Dwellers and Multi-Poison, though, because he's the main source of poison on the party. Once things are nicely poisoned, he can then use Poison Eater to do some serious damage, as well as heal himself, which is quite nice. And when he heals himself, he can also apply shielding to himself, which is good. I gave him static so his non-crits do a bit more damage. He's got beating just so he has some neutral damage, because some things are weak to neutral, so that's kind of fair. And his attacks also have a chance to apply armor break, and he's got his attack and health procs. Also gave him both Giant's Banes for 5% more damage each, and against enemies with high health ratings, it will crank his damage up quite a bit, because it's 5% normally, but 20% against things with tons and tons of health. So that's 10% together, or 40% more damage against things with lots of health. And he has Death Blow as well, which increases his damage by 5% per debuff on the target. So this team exists to just swarm things with debuffs, and then the Troll can pick them off. That's the general idea. The Mad Eye is just here to pummel stuff into submission with its AoE debuffing. I've already kind of covered the whole toxic reaction. Stunned is one as well. Anything that has a dodge chance or is banking on crits, if he stuns, if he uses shock on them, it'll reduce their dodge by 10%, which is super handy against things like the Sutsune, which keeps slipping away from you. It has a dodge chance itself, of course. Fatal Upkeep is, of course, crucial to the whole build, where your poison and burning will do more damage. One moment. Fatal Upkeep, of course, means that Poison and Burn will do more damage, which is definitely super helpful. And I guess if you were going to fight champions instead of like a team, because this setup kind of assumes you're fighting multiple targets, but if you're doing champions, you could easily switch over from the AoE versions to the single target versions of these spells. So Voltage instead of Thunderstorm, Ignite instead of Firestorm, Spore, and then instead of Spore Cloud and Acid Rain rather than Acid Tempest. That way you would guarantee your debuffs, which is definitely have its advantages. But right now I'm going to assume that we're doing versus like Keeper Duels or that kind of thing. The Mad Eye, of course, also has Hex, which means every hit has a chance to apply random debuffs. So hopefully, I'm not sure I'm not positive if Broken Immunity affects that, but it does say that it increases their odds of getting debuffs by 25%, so this kind of counts as that. So I'm hoping that it'll add to that. So all in all, I'm hoping if this works out the way I think it will, we'll be getting a lot more debuffs in general. Of course, the Area of Effect versions only hit twice normally, but I've also put it in so that the Mad Eye gets 2 extra hits from Mana Proc. So each of these is now a 4-hit move. I'm really strongly considering putting in Double Impact, which means it'll get an extra hit as long as it's something that the enemy is weak to, which won't always be the case because it's mostly about the debuffs, but it's still a nice little option. So I have not spent all of his points just yet. I'm still kind of feeling out where those need to go. But considering it benefits a lot from... Well, I mean, it builds mana very easily, but doesn't really benefit from mana in any serious way, except for mana shielding, which is nice, don't get me wrong. I mean, having more shielding is good, but it's not... Like, I toss it in there because it's nice to have. Because it's based on mana, not damage, so that's certainly an option, but it's not really the point of it. You can say you can throw in Magic Plus as well, but again, it's more for debuff damage than like raw damage. So if I would put any more points in, I would probably go with Combo Initiator and Double Impact, because they could both get an extra hit as long as he goes first. That's kind of nice. Or just more health. Make it harder to kill. More health, more defense. That's certainly an option. And then the Grulu, of course, is here to make your enemy's life difficult. I might switch Solar Ray to Solar Burst, because that's 3 fire hits, plus eventually 2 health procs, because I don't have the points for this one yet, but there's another one over in this tree over here. So that's 5 hits of fire that all have a 10% and 15% chance to burn. I don't know if that's 2 separate chances or 1 combined chance, I'm not sure, but that's possible. Proliferate's also a possibility there as well, but I think the guaranteed hit makes more sense as far as that's concerned. Also has the ability to apply Armor Break with Armor Shred here. So just, you know, as I said, the whole team excels at using Armor Break, so that's nice. But ultimately, the Grulu is mainly there for regen and shielding, and if it has to, busting out the cleanse to just strip buffs off people. He's your big debuffer. The Mad Eye has cleanse as well, actually, so it's worth noting. So it's really hard for enemy teams to have any kind of buff against you, because you have 2 separate mass debuffers on your team. So that's quite nice as well. As far as equipment goes, on our Grulu, I just went with he doesn't need a lot of mana regen and such. He mostly needs health, honestly, because he's got Life Overload, which means attack and magic go up by 1.5% of his max health. And he also has Life Stability, increases defense by 1.5% of his maximum health. So I just stacked HP, honestly. Tome is his 1 mana and mana regen item, because he just, you know, he needs to have mana from somewhere. The orb gets him some mana, so between the orb and his tome, he's covered for mana. Hide is defense and health. Ribbon is health and mana. Just stacking up health. I was honestly tempted to give him a straight up health ring, the vital ring, but it's only like 4 more. Because, I mean, the problem is that, like, 1.5% only works out to, you know, 1.5 per 100, or 15 every 1,000 health. So, it's not a huge bump, so I went for health and mana instead of health and, you know, just like straight health, because it seemed like it wasn't that big of a bump. For the Mad Eye, just standard caster stuff. He's got, I did kind of angle him more for defense, just because it's making him harder to kill, because the Mad Eye is a great unit, and having it die would be a shame. So the Wand for defense, the Tome for mana and mana regen, the Scroll for magic, a little extra oomph in there just cause, and then of course the Mana Ring, so his shielding is as effective as possible. Because when he's doing area of effect damage, his like raw damage won't be very high. So I threw in the Scroll just for a little extra power, but it won't matter all that much. So I just kind of focused on mana. And the Troll has defense, and of course has a lot of mana regen on the bracelet and sustain ring because its mana is low normally. So went with defense on as much as I could. So the Morningstar and bracelet both give defense as well, and then he gets mana regen off of the bracelet and sustain ring, and then just defense and health off the hide. Make the whole team's objective. Like the only kind of shaky part of this team has is the first couple of rounds while they're still setting up. Once if you manage to muscle past that, you're probably in the clear. They're only really vulnerable if something like if you're fighting something that like specifically counters you from the very outset, you might get in trouble. But other than that, you're probably good. I've already done a few test fights around here. Let me just kind of find somebody to beat up, and I'll show you what I mean. I've also increased my combat speed in the options to like 1.75%, I think it was, or 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. So things are a little speedier now. There we go. Let's try these guys. Thanatos, of course, is weak to magic, and the Donation is weak to magic and fire. So this actually will go pretty well for us. This is a team that we're definitely kind of better suited for in some regards. So look at that. Like through good luck, I guess that answers the question of can Curse Chain stack with itself, because our initial armor break has given somebody an armor break, which spread to somebody else, and then somebody else, and then somebody else, and then somebody else, because like, 2 of them have 2 stacks. So that's spread 4 times from wherever it started. Not bad. I'm not complaining about that one at all. I kind of want to give. I mean, as long as the Grulu debuffs something, it'll get regen, and as long as it gets regen, something else gets regen, which is nice because because it looks like we already kind of got it, didn't we? Because the Grulu already has regen, and so does the Mad Eye, as well as Sidekick and Barrier on the Troll. So it must have got it from somewhere already. So that's cool. Let's go with Shield then. It has Hex support, so it'll debuff something, right? Burn damage, which then gives it another stack of regen on itself and on the Mad Eye. So we already have buffs. The Mad Eye's gonna do, because I mean, they're already set up with plenty of armor break, so I'm gonna go ahead and Firestorm them. Although Thunderstorm is kind of tempting too, because it'll help me spread poison. Sure, we'll do, well, no, we'll do fire first. You know, I think they're all, no, the middle one's not burning, not burning yet. Unfortunately, the troll is the odd man out here. He doesn't really have anything that's good against anybody, but he can at least poison stuff and hope that it spreads. Armor break, poison, no. Okay, so no spreading, but armor break is now all over their team. They're getting through our defenses, but not very well. Looks like a burn for them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down Thunderstorm. It'll help spread poison if they're shocked. Shred some buffs as well. Weakness and poison again. It's not spreading, but they are like they're up to 6 stacks of armor break so far, which is kind of insane. We're trying to burn down the Mad Eye, but nope. All right, let's switch over to Acid Tempest. Should have enough regen. Well, our shielding can maybe use a little more work still, but I want to see if we can get those buffs off of them. They're doing too much damage. Nope, bad luck for us. Okay, well, fair enough then. Let's try weakness. Got some poison thrown in there too. Very nice. Let's have some poison eater to try and pick some of these guys off. Shock damage is good. One guy down. Down. Like, this team, like, we're already back to full health. Like, this team rapidly gets a little terrifying. He's dodging me, but it doesn't matter. It just stalls a little bit. Like, this team exists to just make your enemy miserable. It's only a 4-star, but we got done in under 4 turns, which, considering, you know, I think it's pretty solid for this area. Because we aren't even all at maximum level yet, you know? So that's definitely encouraging. Speaking of maximum level, when we get there, none of these guys actually have their ultimate yet. I'm thinking for the Mad Eye, is access to Cataclysm, which is just a huge burn, chill, shock, or poison, but it'll work very nicely into the armor break thing. We also have access to Acid Hurricane, which of course is just a guaranteed way to slap armor break on like the entire enemy team. Has Ion Beam, which is great for random debuffs as well. It'll also go quite well with our current strategy. Grulu has access to the Hurricane and the Ion Beam as well. Also has Aurora's Shield though, which I might actually do, simply because it's a strong shield that also removes debuffs, so it's a kind of a good like emergency button. The Troll has Corrosive Assault, which is good for applying poison and armor to the entire enemy team. Has the Boulder Toss from the Mega Rock, which is tempting for just, you know, I need this to die. Or actually has the physical version of the same thing, which I might do as well. But that one doesn't debuff, though, which sucks. It does do damage, though, which is nice. You know, it does damage in every type, which is nice. So I'm thinking Corrosive Assault, probably for the Troll. Almost certainly Aurora's Shield for the Grulu, and probably the Elemental Cataclysm for the Mad Eye. The reason I'm kind of ignoring Acid Hurricane is we're already really good at applying armor break. We don't really need any help. Like, yeah, it feeds right into their build, but like they're already so good at it, they don't need an ultimate skill to do it. Well, that's what it seems like anyway. So let's go find something else to go poke a hole in. Anything down here? Hello. A light shooting Tsutsune. Now this will be a little harder. The Tsutsune, of course, can restore. The Kirin, however, is more vulnerable to our debuffs, though, so this could be interesting. Let's start off with debuffs. Burn, armor break. Good. Toxic Slam with the Tsutsune. Get some shock on there as well. And then throw down a Firestorm, maybe? Spore Cloud hits both of them and will weaken them. Maybe. I kind of want to burn stuff, though. Alright, everyone got burned. That's much better. Keepers will hurt, but we already have 3 stacks of regen. Severe Cuts is good, but we resist it. Like, we're already back to full health. That's phenomenal. Oh, that's so good, though. I'd like to get rid of the ditch the Sutsune before she can start, like, undoing all the good debuffs we've done. So let's do a Spore Cloud. Poison, Weakness, Chill. And let's go ahead and finish her off with the Poison Eater. Well, no, let's use Toxic Slam, because it might spread. If I'm lucky. No. Still, though. One down. Shorten that off. That kind of hurt. Let's throw up a shield just in case. Let our Mad Eye recover a bit. I will say the Grulu shielding leaves something to be desired. That's one thing I'm not exactly thrilled to death about. But it's still less damage than you'd take otherwise, you know? So I might need to fine-tune that a little bit. Toxic Slam. Considering how good they are at spreading debuffs, I might even change the Mad Eye back to single target. Because, like, it seems to do just fine. I'm not sure, though. I've not quite made my mind on that one. Ooh, burn and poison. Very nice. Bye-bye. That was done in 3 turns flat. Got a 5-star. And got another Sutsune egg for our trouble. Level badge from our Trog. But max out our Grulu, why not? There's 1 point left. If I were to take Acid Rain out, that would free me up to put the health proc and the Proliferate in, which is kind of tempting. Have I skill potioned these guys yet? No. Let's fix that. Okay, in that case, I mean, more hits is more debuffs, so health proc for sure. This one is only when you're applying debuffs, which I don't think there's any real danger of us not doing that, so it's kind of tempting as well. But I also wouldn't mind some more health or more defense, you know, it does factor into into the rest of him pretty well. Whereas 300 more health isn't going to do much for him, it's only another, like, what, 0.75% on his attack and defense, which is nice, but not that much of a game changer. His mana is already huge. I mean, more magic power would do a little more damage. He's not a weakling, you know, he does hit respectably hard, but no, you know what? Let's just focus on hits. It makes the most sense to me. Like he almost always applies debuffs, so more hits is more debuffs is more hits. So sure, we'll go with that. Troll. What do you need? Honestly, like the main troll, the main thing with the troll is just surviving more. I just don't want him to die. That's all. It's my only real concern. So I mean, defense plus certainly possible. Health plus just for capitalizing on his health proc and his natural healing. Give him recover as well, which would also factor into his natural healing. 10% of his health on top of 10% of his health. You know, that would be 20% of his health plus the regen, which is not nothing. I would like to give him devour, but you don't. You know, like knocking stuff out is not a guarantee. So. More attack, more defense. I mean, his defense is 324, which is actually, like, the highest in the party, aside from the Grulu. He's reasonably tanky. I don't know. 34 defense. I mean, you know what? Sure. Like, I don't know. He doesn't really need Earthquake. He only has this because, you know, there are some things that will resist Earth or Water. And this way he can apply neutral damage, while also, because he has Hex, so he can have a chance to apply debuffs that way without getting totally stonewalled for damage. That was kind of my thinking there anyway. 98. So if I gave him both of his health upgrades, that would put him over 5,000 health, which would be nice. We'll do that then. Give it a try. More health is good. 2, 4, 6, 8. He's at 8. I mean, he was already above 7 health rating, so it doesn't really matter as far as Giant Bane is concerned. He's already over that threshold anyway. As for you, I don't know, like, I don't usually use the Mad Eye first. I use the Grulu first a lot. Maybe I should stop doing that. Let him get the extra hit in. I don't know. But even though I would like to put in some more defense. Cascade is tempting as well, but like he just doesn't do enough hits for it to get really, really, really powerful. Like, if he had, like, you know, his 6-hit moves plus these two, that's 8 hits plus double impact plus combo initiator, that would be what, like 9 hits or more? Then I have a real argument for, you know, Cascade. That'd be fantastic. But on 4 or 5 hits, not so much. More magic means more damage. He does have a lot of magic pluses. If I were to give him a lot of, like, I mean, I could give him like 3 of those right now, would put his magic up over 500. Which is tempting, but his defense is the thing is he's the squishiest thing on our team, which I don't like. Because I love the Mad Eye. The Mad Eye is fantastic. And I want him to not to, like, you know, live. So maybe we'll try him out with some defense. A little extra insurance. 2, 4, 6. He's already at 8 bars of health. His health is okay, but his defense could use some work. So let's give him some defense. He only has 1? Oh. Yeah, he does. Okay, well, fair enough then. He's fine for mana. Yeah, give him some health, I guess. And then I guess I'll throw double impact in case he can manage to score some beneficial hits. So all in all, I think this team is actually pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. This will actually, honestly, before I forget to, let me go ahead and actually save this one for once. Call this one the what do I want to call you? Mad Grulu? I don't know. Oh yeah, I can. We'll just call it Mad. Oops, caps lock. Mad Grul because the troll. I don't know. Doesn't matter really. Occult debuff. There. Real imaginative on my part, but. Team, load. Oh, because it counts these 3 as well, doesn't it? Oh, well, that's fine. It's more about these 3 anyhow, so that's fine. So I think I'll put them into. I'll save those so that we can add them to our Infinity Arena teams to try out later on. I think next time around I will try to make maybe a Congeal team, just to finally get that out of my system, because apparently I've been going for that this whole time, you know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little rambling spotlight on these monsters. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I will see you all on the next one. And to take care of yourselves because you're worth it. And for now, a Monster Man out. If you'd like to join us for our streams, we're live every weekday night and Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah. So thank you all for being here, you guys. I'll see you soon. And for now, bye-bye.